while I'm slowly heading back to my apartment. I'm not asking for your thoughts, I'm just thinking out loud in the darkness. Ooh, there's no point, 'cause we both know. From here there's nowhere to go. Someone said your heart is golden. All I got was my heart broken. I can see the dawn is coming just for you, for you. Still I can't ignore the pain. It's the only thing that tells me I'm breathing. I lost you from the start. Someone said your heart is...
Hi, it's Doodle here and welcome to another video. I just wanted to show you this little quaint place that I found in the middle of the woods. It's got ivy growing up the side of it. It's really old and abandoned by the looks of it. And by the looks of it, it looks like it might have been an old mill of some description, because if you see later on that there's a stream and quite fast running water, so it probably would have been an old mill of some description. I don't know much history about it, but it's lovely when you encounter these lovely little finds in the middle of woods and stuff. It's just a really old building and it's sort of got the decay of the time, and it's just really interesting to find these little places that you're not expecting to find.
It's just for you, for you.
Hi, it's Doodle here and welcome to another video. I thought today what I would do is show you some books based on forest woodland sort of themes. Some of them I read, some of them I haven't read. So I just thought I'd take you through a few books that I like the look of. Sometimes I choose books for the cover and sometimes I choose them because of mainly obviously for the synopsis of the back cover. I read that first and then if I like the sound of the story I will buy a book. So I just thought I'd run through a few recommendations or ones that I've seen that you might be able to pick up on your travels to any bookshops. So first one is The Oak Papers. Now I haven't actually read this one. This is, I picked this up secondhand in a secondhand book shop at one of the houses I went to, and it was, I think it was £1.50, and it's about a man who spent 2 years sitting with trees, and obviously not sitting with the trees like for 2 years solidly, but spent 2 years studying trees, and he examines how the long-standing dependency on oak trees have developed and morphed into myth and legend. So it's quite an interesting book. If you're really interested in trees and things like that, nature, then this looked like a good read to me. So as I say, I haven't read this one, but on the sort of forest woodland theme, I just thought it looked a really, really good book. So I could probably give you an update once I've read it, but it looks a nice book. So if you're interested in trees and somebody who likes to escape, it says here, initially visiting the tree for escape and solitude, in time Canton learns to study it more closely. So he studies the trees, and I think this would be a good read if you're interested in things like that. Another book I picked up is this, The Wildlife of the Fox. Now this interested me because we do see a lot of foxes where we live, and I just wondered what they do at night when they go off. You see them and you think, well, apart from when they root through rubbish bins and stuff like that, I'm just wondering what else they do and where they go. It's a bit like owls, really. I always think, where do they go at night? I mean, what do they do? So I think The Wildlife of the Fox, I'm hoping this book will give me some insight into where they go, what their lives are like and all that, because I'm really interested in foxes or any night animals like owls, things like that. And it got some nice illustrations inside, and I just thought this was a nice book. They do other books on the secret life of other animals. I think this one on a rabbit, and I just thought this would be nice to read and really get to know all the sort of creatures that come out at night. It's written by John Lewis Stemple. I hope I'm saying that right, but yeah, it looks a really good book. So another sort of woody autumnal sort of feel to that book. Up, I got a book voucher I got a book voucher, so I haven't been spending money on books because I had a book voucher. But this is called Wildwood, A Journey Through Trees. Now, when I buy books, I try and buy secondhand books if I can, either from like a charity shop or what they call a thrift shop in America. I'd like to buy them secondhand if I can, but it's also good to buy them new too, if you can, as well, to support, to carry on reading. You can't beat the feel of the pages and things when you read them. I think books and the smell of books as you walk in a bookstore, it's just, I don't know, nostalgic, because we didn't have things like Kindles and stuff like that when I was growing up. It's just a sort of a newer thing that came out later on. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with that sort of thing. If you like Kindle or you like, that sort of ebook type things, then that's good, because some people do. They prefer that, but I personally prefer the books. And this is about, it's just basically about taking you into the heart of the woods. Wildwood is about the element wood as it exists in nature and our souls, in our culture and our lives. So again, this is all about woodland and trees, and if you're interested in that sort of thing, then this will definitely be a good read for you. A book that I got in a charity shop many years ago. It's called In the Woods, and this is by Tanya French, and it's about it's the summer holidays and you're playing in the woods, and your best friend, suddenly something happens to your best friend, something terrible, and the other two are never seen again. So it's sort of like a murder sort of mystery, I'd say, some sort of crime sort of thriller type book. But I kept this book because I really remember loving it when I read it. I can't give you the exact detail of the book because I can't remember, might have to read it again, but it is very good. And I remember it being quite interesting. It is like a crime. It's got like detective inspector in it who's trying to crack the case and things like that. But I really, you know, if you like sort of crime novels and this is set in the woods, like creepy autumnal read, then I think this might be a one to look out for, especially in the charity shops. I'm not sure whether they still do it in the you probably find it on, you know, like a marketplace or something like that. You'd probably find it there. So it's one to look out for if you want to like a creepy sort of spooky read. I got this one and I have read this one, so it's fresh in my mind. This is called Deer Man, and it's about a man who spent 7 years in a French forest living amongst the deer. And I really loved this book because it gave you an insight into a different side of deer and fallow deer. And he sort of gave his recollection of making friends with the deer and how they would snuggle up to him and sleep on him, and he trusted him. And I just thought it was a lovely read because it sort of gets back to nature, how he survived in the forest foraging and how he survived basically without going to, you know, supermarkets or anything like that. He'd foraged for his own food, and it just tells us a lovely heartwarming story of a man who lived with deer. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then this is a real life story, so he tells it from his point of view. And I just think it's a really good book, and I read that from cover to cover and I didn't get bored of it. It was just really interesting to see it from his point of view, living in the woods. So yeah, that's one to recommend. I got this book in the works, I think it was. It's called The House in the Woods, and this is written by Vet Fielding, and I think this looks really creepy. I haven't read this one yet, but it's one that I picked up. It's part of the Ghost Hunter Chronicles that she writes, because she's written another one called Pendle Witches or something, which I'm going to get. I'd like to read that one as well. But this one is about some children on Halloween. They're in an abandoned house on Halloween, and then all these things unleash, these terrifying spirits and things unleash. So if you like a good sort of ghost story ready for Halloween or something like that, and a creepy book to read, then I think this is the one to read, because it just gives me sort of creepy vibes. It really does give me creepy vibes. So that's another one to look out for if you're looking for a sort of spooky, you know, atmosphere to read in this time of year. So yeah, so if you're a book reader, I just thought this might be useful for you to show you the covers and the authors and the titles of the books, so you can look for these books yourself to read over the autumn period, winter period, just to cozy up and just enjoy a good book. Because I've only just got into reading books again, which I haven't really read a book for many years, because I just couldn't get into the books. But once you start getting into a book, for me, it's like an escapism from reality, basically, and you can sort of really immerse yourself in the story. And it doesn't have to be just fiction. It can be, you know, autobiography, or it can be something reality, nature books that really get to grips with the other side of life, because we're also immersed in social media and the internet and everything like that. It's nice sometimes to put all that away and put that down and just sit and read a book and relax, because I think that's what we've sort of lost over the time that all the internet and everything came out. So I would really recommend, if you can and you like books, to get a good book and to sit down and just chill and read, because I really enjoy it. So, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please like and subscribe. If you want to join my channel, then I'm more happy and welcoming to you. Thank you for joining me. See you later.